Welcome to game 2 of the series. Again, Cruzz versus Barton. Cruzz somehow managed to lose game 1 despite having a huge advantage initially. But it just all fell apart. First his sniper died, then all of his Grens got wiped on the flanks by flamethrowers and a half-track. His Ostman never seemed to be in the right place at the right time. Hit an unfortunate mine, which bought Barton a lot of time, and then M4C Sherman spam sealed the game. So game 1 to Barton, and Barton is up 1-0 over Cruzz here for game 2. And you know what, I didn't actually check the victory point count at the end. I forgot. Damn it. I think it was 300 something. Hopefully somebody in chat can tell me what the victory point count was, because I missed it. But Cruzz will have to top whatever that was with his allied victory if he's going to get faction selection in game 3. Cruzz playing as Soviets on the left, Barton playing as Obercommander West with the Kubelwagen opening here on the right. And already his Kubelwagen has taken a bunch of damage in this opening engagement, but will make it to Sturmpio support over here. Cruzz isn't going to be able to charge against that thing. Kubelwagen will be fully repaired by those Sturm Pioneers quite quickly. As for loadouts, Cruzz has access to Lend-Lease, Garden Motor, and Shock Rifle. We might see double Lend-Lease this series. Barton has Elite Armor, Breakthrough, and Luftwaffe ground forces, and I don't know if I think Barton is going to actually go for Elite Armor when he has a pretty seriously legitimate shot at winning this series against Cruzz. I think he might try a little harder than that, but we'll see. It is Barton we're talking about here. Sturm Pioneers jumping into the building, Kubelwagen rotating to fire on those combat engineers. They're getting dangerously close to the Sturms in that house. What are they doing? Could be a wipe if they make it to the red cover for a full burst. He didn't really chase very effectively though. Now he's quite far away and combat engineers should be fine. I feel like if he had run straight to that green cover wall for a full burst over the red cover, decent chance of a wipe right there. Kubelwagen will move to protect against this approach. Sturm Pioneers available to repair that Kubelwagen back to full, and Barton is going to start getting control of this area and get that fuel income in the south or left coming in soon. Conscripts taking control of this cutoff here and the north victory point, and these two squads are going to circle very wide around that Kubelwagen. Combat engineers will clearly not make any progress out of the Soviet base here. And Cruzz is going to have to deal with this somehow. He's not going to go with AT grenades. He's actually going to go 4 conscripts, 2 combat engineers, which is pretty common. Pretty standard. No tech yet from either player, and no commander selections. Just operating on 3 Volksgrenadier, 1 Kubelwagen, pretty standard OKW opening. 4 conscript, 2 combat engineer, pretty standard Soviet opening. Try and outplay each other with their core units, or specializing their army at all. Sturm Pioneers catch these conscripts out of position. They'll be forced to retreat right there. Unfortunately, they left their position in green cover. Sturm Pios get an easy engagement win right there. Volksgrenadiers making their way through the south, get the munitions and victory point, and the fuel is already connected. So fuel coming in for Barton quite quickly here. And there's tier 2. Tier 2 for Cruzz. We'll try and counter the Kubelwagen with either a Maxim or an AT gun, or maybe you can even go mortar. Although I would be kind of surprised if you went mortar. I guess we'll see. Conscripts will spot the SWS right here, I think. Yes. Right? If the Fog of War would actually switch when I want it to. Yes, okay. Conscripts will spot the SWS right there. God, observer mode is so stupid. That squad will be forced to retreat. This conscript squad is doing heavy damage to those Volksgrenadiers. Waited a long time on that retreat. That's a wipe. Nice wipe for Cruzz. Meanwhile, over here, Kubelwagen is going to try and keep these forces at bay. There are no AT grenades researched, so that Kubelwagen is kiting when it doesn't necessarily have to. Pulling back maybe even too far. We'll need to stay safe from this conscript squad. More Volksgrenadiers making their way towards the cutoff will force a retreat from that 2-man conscript squad. These combat engineers continue grabbing territory here in the north. And Volksgrenadiers push those conscripts into the building. Kubelwagen rotating way west, to deal with this squad of conscripts if at all possible. Getting a little close to them. There is a T-grenade research now. So that Kuba wagon must be very careful. Stern Pioneers are not going to last forever in this green cover now that they're getting flanked right here. Kuba wagon is going to go down. No! No! And Stern Pioneers are not going to be able to punish that squad for that either. Should have kept kiting.
Grenadiers ready.
Still no tech from Barton. Not sure what he's thinking here. No commander selection, no tech, 92 fuel in the bank. Looks like he's going to set up tier 2. No tier 3. I was kind of expecting tier 3. See if he can make tier 2 work. From there, I'm guessing he's going to start fielding Fusiliers, Fallschirmjäger, MG34s. Some kind of call-in unit. Unless he's just going to spam nothing but Volksgrenadiers. I don't think that he's going to have very much success doing that, especially now that guards are on the field. Two squads of Volksgrenadiers on the flank of those conscripts, trying to bleed them at long range. Stern Pioneers force a retreat from the conscripts in this building. If Barton can just get control of this cutoff back, get that fuel income coming back in, he'll be back in an okay resource situation, but he really needs that cutoff. Conscripts will be forced to retreat here. Guards on their way though, and this may prove very difficult for Barton to deal with. Especially if they make it to this green cover and start camping his base. Stern Pioneers will be forced to retreat right there. Oh god, those guards. That's very good chance of a wipe. Combat Engineers just need one lucky snipe. Wow, miracle escape for those Sturms. Get away very narrowly. Volksgrenadiers have to retreat from massed Soviet infantry as well. One flamethrower upgraded. Cruzz may go minesweeper on the remaining squad. Throwing down some mines here, and guards are jumping into a green cover position outside of Barton's base. Try and put as much pressure on them as possible. That is guard motor coordination chosen by Cruzz. So he seems to be going pretty much full meta this game. I think he absolutely wants to destroy anything Barton does. Make sure he wins game 2. And Barton, of course, is also going to go pretty meta. I think the flag half-track is more meta for OKW now. Honestly, the OKW meta is hard to pin down this patch because nothing really seems to work. So people just try a lot of different stuff, still trying to figure a way out to make this faction succeed. Against Guard Motor, I don't know what the answer is. Fusilier blobbing seems to be pretty standard though. Breakthrough.
Fusiliers reporting for action. Area secure. Contact! Small arms fire! Capture complete. No enemy activity.
Breakthrough seems to be the go-to commander though. Volksgrenadiers engaging against these conscripts here in the south.
Regimental headquarters advise. Panzer Fusiliers are ready for action. Taking fire! Half-track is in action. Standing by for setting of command post.
G43s and Volksgrenadiers engaging against a flamethrower right here. Grenade toss on those conscripts. They will dodge successfully. Flamethrower trying to make it to the building because there's no north-facing door. They take quite a bit of bleed on the approach. Stern Pioneers will force the flamethrower there to retreat. G43s moving into close range on that flamethrower squad as well. And those guards are actually getting bled quite hard in this engagement. They'll be forced away, and everything here in the south will get taken by Barton's forces. The engagement in the north also seems to be going pretty well for Barton, so he will take quite a bit of map control here, although one stray squad of conscripts is going to cut off Barton's resources at the center cutoff. So that's a good cutoff there by Cruzz, and a lot of his forces are currently just reinforcing and healing in the base.
Fresh guards troops are standing by. Cover me! Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory. The new men have arrived. Infantry shooting at us. We are bleeding down.
Folks Grenadiers falling quite low in this engagement. Stern Pioneers also getting flamed out of the building. This blob from Cruzz advancing. The Folks Grenadiers just got wiped. And Barton disconnected. So apparently right when things were getting interesting, Barton DC'd and Cruzz will take game 2. GG, and short break and we'll go into game 3, which looks like with a 500 victory point victory, Cruzz clearly will have faction selection.